Hello, welcome back to our 4th episode. We've made it.
We have.
Yes.
Are you sure about that?
No, not really. It's crazy, actually. I think the conversation that we were just having before we started this is really, it's like really weighing down on me. I think we'll explain it at a different time.
Or never.
Or never.
They
Yeah, we
never
won't
need
talk
to
about
know that. I'm gonna have nightmares.
Yeah. If you're listening, I want to say thank you. We're currently at 174 downloads for our, pretty much for all, 3 episodes now?
I am so proud of this community.
I know. Great things.
Great things.
Our first episode hit
108.
108. No, 105 downloads just for our first one. So we're in the 3-digit club.
Woo.
We're going to be buying a yacht soon. So,
Yep. I'm about to say screw all you guys and live on an island because I've made enough money now to. Actually, how much money have I lost on this? Technically, I've.
Well, I don't know.
I just bought all this stuff. And
you're going to be living like Larry before you know it.
Hi, coming to you live from the street. So I'm using McDonald's internet.
Yeah, can we set up all of our recording equipment at McDonald's?
Oh, that would be dope.
That would be a really fun time.
Yeah. It's
You hear just like the ambient noises of McDonald's.
Yeah, just like the beeping ovens.
the people yelling.
I'm a chicken.
No, I don't want that.
I don't want it. I want extra spaghetti sauce.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway.
I can't get that idea out of my head, but
Yeah.
so first of all, I have a shout out. He called me after he listened to our last podcast, and he was saying that Spiderman, the new one that just came out, is not a part of Phase 3. It was the start of Phase 4. You are wrong, sir.
That's a lie.
I have done research.
Well, I have done research.
She has done research. I still know nothing.
And by research, didn't, what is it, Faggy, as I say it? Didn't he say that?
He said it was the official end of Phase 3.
That's all you need. You
and
don't
that
need to
the Black
research it.
Widow movie
The Black Widow is the start of it.
of Phase 4.
You
Yeah.
gotta learn about
Yeah.
Budapest.
Well, is Black Widow the first one or the TV show come out first?
No, Black Widow is. They haven't even started filming the TV shows
Do they
yet.
count the TV shows?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah, they're a part of Phase 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So
So anyway, yeah, you're wrong, sir.
yeah,
you know
sir,
who you
yeah,
are.
you can call me back later.
I apologize.
Apologize to me. Let's see what else. Oh, we had a review. So
Yes.
our
Oh, so-
good friend has sent us a review of.
Is this viewer hate mail time?
It is. We should have like a fancy jingle.
Yeah.
Da-da-da, everybody hates you. Story of my life. So episode 3. I'm just gonna read this because
Oh, God.
he
It's
did a
a
really
lot.
good job.
Are you sure?
Yes. Okay, maybe not.
Just summarize.
I mean, he starts off saying our intro is really chaotic. I totally agree.
yeah, it was.
That's
And
the
honestly-
way I like it.
If you actually knew what we've been sitting here for 3 hours, it feels like.
Yeah.
Actually, just about. I mean, I got over here. It's been like 3
Like,
hours, and we're just
yeah.
now recording.
Yeah.
Whenever it's my turn to start it, I just hold it off as long
Mm-hmm.
as I can with randomness. So, I just thought recording it as we're trying to figure it out would be funny, but
No.
let's see what else. Our sound quality was good, even
Boom.
with there was like a weird
Even.
change in our audio the last time because we had a fan going. I didn't realize that picked up.
Yeah.
Counterpoint?
we didn't
No.
And with the crazy 4-year-old in the background.
He liked our superheroes.
Nice.
Their superhero topics. And generally made him laugh. So there's that.
Hey.
At least one person likes it. Well, I mean, we've got
Yeah.
174,
Wait,
176
well,
downloads.
Are we talking a real laugh or was it like a nose exhale?
I think it's like a silence intensifies kind of.
It's like the wheezing laugh where no sound actually comes out.
I want to have more furrowed brows than chuckles from our podcast.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing.
Really get them interested.
That's the thing. He found the chuckle needed to be addressed because it's all furrowed brow and then
Yeah,
a little
he was.
chuckle.
Yeah, it's a concern actually.
Yeah.
I think you're misinterpreting this post.
I think so. Yeah. Well, the British voices. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
He wasn't
completely
happy about it.
destroys
I
Anna in
apologize.
this. Yeah, he said that you should just kick her off. I think he said that.
Wow, that's strong words.
Now, see, you didn't tell me that yesterday.
Yeah. Okay, I'm kidding. He didn't say that.
I was going to say.
He thinks it's great. He just thought the British voice took him out.
Yeah, that's fair.
Which, you know,
He kind of thought I'd hate him for that, and I really...
when I listen to this,
No.
my voice takes me out of it every time.
You know
I
what?
hate
Yeah,
it.
well...
We do whatever we want. You
I
can't
mean,
tell us what to do.
In our defense,
You're not my mom. I would.
we don't know what we're doing, so...
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, this is Josh knows nothing.
That's why
Right.
I like that it's called that. It gets me off.
Out of-
it's a get out of
So
jail
many
free
things.
card.
Yeah. It's like, well, I don't know nothing, so I don't know. What do you want? Yeah. Well,
yeah. No, that's fine. I don't care.
yeah. I think the biggest thing is the intro. We're still trying to nail that
Yeah.
down. We're kind of doing a rotational thing until I figure out something better. But
Got to standardize it.
you know, yeah. Have some weird intro.
Hey, everybody, welcome to the Josh Knows Nothing podcast.
What's up, invaders?
God.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
our first topic, we have a lot we want to cover. We're going to talk about some random, fun, stupid
Stuff.
trends, I guess, is what this is.
Yeah.
Miracle solutions. Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about something that just happened today as we record this.
Yeah.
Spiderman, Sony, the weird marriage between Sony and Disney with that.
Yeah. Sounds like they might get a divorce.
I don't
guys.
like it when mommy and daddy fight.
I don't like it. It's just like it's like one of those ASMR videos. Like you listen to it. It's like Kermit the Frog eats a cheeseburger while his mom and dad fight in the
Yeah.
in the living room. You just hear yelling in the background while he eats it. And then a surprise, a little bit of good news that happened with regards to movies. So we'll talk about that to kind of close it up. I think I'm going to talk about my military service a little bit because as of the 17th, I'm officially no longer active duty, which is
Yeah, so we're
Such a
gonna
weird-
wrap up the podcast by flexing on civilians.
well, I am a civilian. Well,
No, you're
now
not
I'm in the
yet.
National Guard, so not really.
Well, yeah, but civilians are just they're civilians full time, and then on the side they're
Yeah, there's
It's their side hustle.
yeah they're part time soldiers.
it's like, oh yeah, I do that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's this weekend.
All right. Well,
And then isn't it 2 weeks in the summer or something like that?
Isn't it just
it
like a
is,
big
but
old
my
sleepover?
unit's
Like-
deploying.
Wait, what?
Supposedly, from what I've heard. I mean, I haven't even reported yet, so I don't know any details. But next
Right.
summer they're supposed to be leaving, but I'm non-deployable unless I re-enlist. So
So you'll just be wandering around
I
by
forgot
yourself.
to mute that. So that's probably if you hear random noises, that's Emily saying.
We're gonna get everybody to check their phones
Is it
or
an
check
ad for the
Discord.
guard?
Yeah.
No, it is not an ad for the guard. I don't know if the guard's good or not. I'll let you all know.
We'll find out.
Yeah, we'll be back with the official review.
Review. A 1 out of 10 scale. All right. Well, Anna, if you want to kick us off with our first one.
Yeah. So we are going to talk about the current trend of people drinking a bleach solution because they think that it's going to cure autism, HIV/AIDS, cancer, and just a whole host of other conditions.
Wait, that doesn't work?
No, it doesn't.
I've been doing that for years.
I've been drinking bleach for a totally different reason.
Yeah, it's chlorine dioxide, which the FDA has said is essentially industrial bleach. And they've actually had to release a warning that's telling people not to drink it because it's not good for you.
I just want to clean my filthy organs.
Yeah.
Like one of those diet cleanses.
Yeah.
Oh, yikes.
It's a cancer cleanse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's not. It doesn't help cure these things at all.
It's bleach, for
But
God's
the
sake.
sad
I mean,
thing is, this isn't the first time they've released this specific warning. They actually released it back in 2010. And it's, I don't
I don't know if we have
understand.
any Fallout fans listening, but I feel like these are the types of people that would be children of Adam, just obsessed with worshiping radiation and giving themselves doses of radiation.
Wow.
It really, I mean, it makes it more believable.
Yeah.
What's this here? I'm reading.
Yeah. This whole thing was started by a
Scientologist.
well, he's a former Scientologist.
He's gone beyond their
who
ranks.
founded a church of quote unquote health and healing called Genesis 2.
You heard of Genesis 1.
But
Get ready for Genesis 2. The Reckoning.
but I mean really it's looking more and more cultish.
What is he, Thanos? Is he going to shred the universe down to its last atom and start it over again? What is Genesis
Yeah,
2?
Bleach, just get rid of all the atoms.
Yeah, like why Genesis 2? Like what?
I don't know.
get
He's calling it the miracle mineral solution and telling people that it cures autism and
Well, it does.
cancer.
Actually.
Well, yeah, because you die.
Yeah.
So
you no longer have to worry about autism or cancer because you're dead. It's
Yeah.
bleach. I mean, you use it to clean your toilet.
yeah.
Man. You know what this just draws the whole thing where it's like people hate autism so much that they're like, I will not vaccinate my children and I will drink literal bleach before I let my child have autism. Like, holy wow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But NBC News investigated this church, I guess, and found out that local authorities actually were called to intervene in a case where a mother was dosing her children with it.
Yikes.
And was like posting videos of it online.
Oh my.
But this particular case was in Kansas. Said that the officers closed the investigation after determining that chlorine dioxide isn't a quote unquote super dangerous poison.
Oh, really? The officers themselves determined that?
Yeah, the investigating officers.
What, did he come in there and take a sip? I'm like, yeah, that was fun.
I guess.
Yeah,
but
that'll do.
But Poison Control has been managing more than 16,000 cases related to this protocol over the last 5 years. 50 of them were life-threatening, and 8 people have died.
Can we bring back them yuck stickers? You know what I'm talking about? Them poison control stickers? And just like slap them all over everything again?
Yeah,
Can we start doing that again?
Probably.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, so I mean, just the fact that they're feeding it to kids. I mean, can you even imagine drinking it? Like what it would smell like?
I couldn't even take like cough syrup.
These are confusing
Yeah.
times.
Like,
These are confusing times.
Yeah.
I mean, if they had bleach in like a tablet form, maybe. I could do that.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Like a gel,
A dissolvable.
like one of those NyQuil pills. I could do those.
Yeah. Anyway, so this Genesis 2 church, after, I would like 3 days after the FDA put out this warning, they decided they're going to hold a seminar
Oh.
in Marienthal Country Inn in Eden, New York, and charge $450 per person or $800 for a couple for the privilege of basically over 2 days
What is that
being
word?
inculcated, which
Inculcated?
is like being
Never seen that word
It means like being inducted into.
I figured.
Stay true to the name of the podcast.
I don't
Yeah.
know what that means.
And the document says we just might surprise everyone every so often with a dose of MMS, which is the
Be
miracle
ready.
mineral
This is
solution.
be
Yeah,
ready.
be ready.
I'm sorry.
Wait, so it's okay. You have to pay $450 or $800
Like it
for you to go to a seminar where they're like, "Hey, we're really glad you're here. Now go ahead and leave here and buy like a $20. How much is bleach at Walmart?
Nah,
That information is free.
No, it's
Go to Walmart.
actually like a solution of like 2 different chemicals essentially that you mix together to create
Stuff that you could buy at Walmart.
This just
Yeah,
sounds like
basically.
getting a bleached anus, but with extra steps.
No, it's a little different. But it's just it's just blowing my mind that the FDA actually has to actually has to put a warning out and telling people
Could you imagine that's your job? How do you even type that?
yeah,
Hey, don't drink bleach.
I can't believe I have to say
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how else
it's
to.
just they're selling it for $20 online. Like you can actually buy it.
We're in
But
the
it's-
age
The problem
of
is people buy
Facebook
it.
moms.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
it's sodium chlorite and citric acid. So, I mean, sodium chlorite and lemon juice.
Some guy
But-
probably watched Alien, was like, saw how the alien dissolved the ship, and he's like, I wonder if you put that on cancer, it would get rid of the cancer.
Yeah.
So he made the solution for it.
But think about this. It's $20 for a 4-ounce bottle.
Yikes.
That's
like
a
a-
half a cup.
Wow. So
Like-
do you get baptized in this church? Is it
I
just
don't-
like a
Dunking
like
in
I don't know, they
bleach.
just
my
like
eyes, my eyes?
I don't think that's what happens. But that's how they get away with it. Like that's how they're evading the federal government is
Because
they're
they're saying they're a church.
Yeah, they're saying that the payments are donations and that the bottles of bleach are quote unquote sacraments.
Doing God's
So-
work, according to Genesis too.
Yeah, you know it. Yeah, it's just
That's insane.
it's
These
too
Hollywood
much.
sequels have gone too far.
yeah. It's like a UHF. I don't know if you heard of that Weird Al movie. If you haven't, you need to go see it.
Immediately.
Oh yeah,
It's basically a parody of a bunch of
it's incredible.
movies, but my favorite Gandhi too.
Yeah,
Gandhi. 2.
Conan the Librarian.
Watch out, slime ball.
Don't you know the Dewey Decimal Sister? If nobody's seen that, they're all going to be very confused.
Go watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just too much. It's too much. But the final thing they've done that really just pushed it over the edge is they influenced the distribution of this bleach to up to 50,000 poor villagers in Uganda.
Why do we
So
Why do we
just-
keep doing this to Uganda?
Yeah.
We keep going over to Uganda and doing just why is it always Uganda? I feel
They
so
get
bad.
both. They get both sides of it. They got like actual stuff that helps them, and then they get stuff like this, and they have no idea like what's happening. Like,
Are you guys familiar with the movie Who Killed Captain Alex?
No.
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 It's Uganda's best action film. It's incredible.
oh wait, is that the one with the helicopter?
Yeah,
And,
yeah,
like,
yeah. It's like everybody in Uganda knows kung fu. you know, the real answer to who killed Captain Alex is Facebook moms touting drinking bleach.
Yeah. Yeah.
do you want to not be poor anymore?
Drink bleach.
Drink our $20 4-ounce bottle of bleach.
Yeah.
Then your poverty will be cured, and you'll be immediately transported to a
Can't be poor if you're
out of a
dead.
third world country.
You can't be poor.
Can't be poor if you're
I
dead.
guess. Yeah. But if you want to know more, just search, what is it? The Miracle Mineral Solution or FDA don't drink bleach.
Don't even look it up. Don't even no.
No, I mean, just like the situation in Uganda with it. It's a whole thing.
okay.
Like people were arrested. It's banned in Ireland in like 2016 or something like that. It's insane. The whole thing's crazy.
Also, we're opening a merch store. We're gonna have that MMS on it. You know.
Wait, does MMS cure MS?
Well, it's got that extra M.
Yeah, just go to the website. You can use the code Josh Knows Nothing Podcast to get 25%
No,
off your
we're
order.
we're not we're not associating it. Not associating it.
Yeah, you're right.
All right. Oh, man, we're already on our second topic.
Yeah.
You think they got flavors?
No.
Yeah. I didn't think of that.
I got some blueberry MMS.
punch.
I mean, I guess you could dissolve like like the flavoring packets,
Oh,
or
yeah.
like you
Put
could
some
squirt
Kool-Aid.
some Mio in
Mix
there.
some Kool-Aid with bleach.
Yeah, like those little packets, like of lemonade that you can put in like water bottles and stuff.
like
You just-
the-
Yeah,
That's like the cult holy grail right there.
oh yeah.
Yeah, you know, we should start like a hotline and like all these cults that do weird stuff. We could just be like, all right, our service is we'll take it up a notch. We'll take your weird cult stuff and we'll bring it to the next level.
Emily's we're trying something new. We've got like Discord up, and she's in the room with us, but she's just sending us messages on Discord.
Yeah.
And she just said, "Don't make it enticing."
Remember,
You know,
kids?
I would never drink bleach, but then they started talking about all this blueberry flavors and stuff. And I'm like, you know what?
Sounds pretty good.
I'll try anything 2 to 24 times.
Till my blood pressure drops so low and I die of dehydration.
Yeah.
But
All it
hey,
takes
you
is
know.
Why
one-
do I
kids.
sweat all the time?
All it takes is once, then you lose enough brain cells to prevent yourself from doing it again.
Well, apparently not. If 50 people like had life-threatening symptoms from this, I mean,
Yikes.
Oh my goodness.
crazy,
All right.
crazy.
Our big ticket item.
But hey, at least they're not eating Tide Pods, right?
Hey, you know what? They're gonna rag on, you know, these Gen Z kids or whatever about eating Tide Pods, and we got this. All right.
It's like you can't escape it.
Yeah, no,
You really
Something
can't.
about any kind of cleaning substance just
Ingesting it is.
you know,
I could
Just
eat this.
there's a
fascinating.
subreddit. There's a subreddit. It's called Forbidden Snacks,
Oh,
and it
no.
literally just shows images of things that like look like they could be edible, but they really shouldn't be eaten.
Oh, yeah, it's like those bugs that are like make the cells super colorful, and they basically just they make it so you don't want to eat them because it's like they could be poisonous because a lot of times they're poisonous. So why are you laughing? Meth.
She just puts meth in the Discord.
What does that mean? Meth. Hey.
I'm not sure.
Meth
what
flavored?
I don't know.
Oh, cleaning stuff. You can clean stuff with meth? No? You don't have to whisper.
Oh,
I mean,
that's how you make meth. Yeah, that's right. Because don't you take borax or something like that? And you- yeah, it's a whole
what's
thing.
the recipe for meth?
Oh,
again?
I don't know the recipe,
lost
but
my grandmother's
no,
recipe.
Emily's right.
gonna have to
Emily's
watch
right.
Breaking Bad again.
Yeah, we're basically, essentially at this point, we're just instead of making meth, we've just reverted to just eating the main ingredients in meth.
That's the real OG. You eat the main ingredients and then combine it in your stomach.
Yeah. I
Oh,
totally
no.
got it.
I get it now.
I figured out how we can get Breaking Bad 2. Just like Genesis 2. Instead of
It's
meth,
cl-
it's just he's making bleach. Basically bleach bombs. There we go.
Bleach bath
It's
bombs.
Bleach bath bombs.
what chlorine citrate or whatever
Instead
it
of-
was in,
Instead of Walter White, he's like
or sodium citrate.
Freddie Gray. It's just like a weird bootleg Bollywood.
It's it's Wilter Wet.
There you go. There you go.
He's not a teacher, he's a student.
He's a, yeah,
Yeah.
he was a
he's
high
got a-
school student
Yeah.
taking chemistry class.
Let's
He's got a crappy girlfriend. Can we all agree that she was super annoying? Like his
Yeah, she
wife?
was. Well, I mean,
I get it.
can't,
He's
like,
he's a drug lord, but come on. I would be a drug lord too if that was my wife.
Yeah.
well, I'm trying to remember back. I only watched it a long time ago.
Yeah, it's been a
Like,
while.
wasn't it because she had cancer in the beginning? He was like,
He had cancer.
or
Yeah.
he had cancer, right? And he was just trying to make money to.
Yeah.
To
yeah.
leave for
and then he
something.
felt like he felt dope as hell. So he was like, I'm gonna keep doing this.
Well, he's like, well, I didn't get caught, and I'm not dead, so.
I'm really good at this. And he got all cocky and then just turned into a
Say my name.
Yeah.
Say my name.
Let's what we got next?
All
on
right,
the,
yeah.
on the
I keep
agenda?
trying to segue into it.
moving
It's
on,
not
moving on.
working.
Yeah.
All right. Bigger news that just happened today. New report says, I'm not going to read that. So Spider-Man
Yes.
is up in the air when it comes to being in the Marvel Universe. Sony is possibly taking it away from us, essentially.
Basically, they let Marvel play with their toys, and now they don't want to share anymore.
Yeah. So what's happening is that they're in negotiations. Currently, Marvel has a 5% first dollar gross of any Spider-Man film that's created, and
Whack.
which means the rest of that goes to pretty much Sony, right? Mm-hmm. So, which is crazy when you think about it, because Sony only puts like 25% of the
producing profits.
Production.
Production profits, yeah. Production costs, yeah, or like Sony and whoever their production partner was, yeah, they put up like 25%, and then the rest was Marvel.
Yeah, so
Disney.
Right now, Disney wants more because Spider-Man Far From Home made over $1 billion.
Yeah, but here's the thing: is like they don't want more from those profits. They want a 50-50 split of like the following ones.
Yeah, they want 50-50, which honestly, that just makes more sense to me.
Yeah,
it seems fair.
Yeah.
Now, if we don't get another Spider-Man film, I'd say it's Disney's fault. One, there's two sides to this. Sony are assholes. They're not really doing anything with it. Their Spider-Man films that they've produced, are, in my opinion, don't come anywhere close to what we've got. And like just the impact that Spider-Man's had on the MCU and all that, I just don't see. Like Andrew Garfield, I didn't hate him as Spider-Man. Tobey Maguire, I thought the first one was really good. The second one was pretty good. The third one, there's that one scene that just kind of ruined everything. But
see, Tobey Maguire, and then we had Andrew Garfield, and by the time we got done with Andrew Garfield, I'm just like, okay, whatever. Spider-Man, I know the story, I know what's going on, and then so they announced Spider-Man in the MCU, and that literally his presence in the MCU is the only thing that reinvigorated that character for me. So if this actually happens and Sony does split, and Tom Holland still has the contract with Sony and he does movies with Sony, but it's not in the MCU, I'm not even going to watch them.
But why would I watch them?
Here's the thing. Sony is never going to make $1 billion Spider-Man movie. They're never going on their own. They're never going to do it.
Yeah.
This one that just came out is their highest grossing movie
ever.
So and it's Marvel, Disney run pretty much.
Yeah, and like, isn't Tom Holland though? I think he's contracted through Marvel though, and through Disney. I don't even think his contract is with Sony.
I think it might be through, because I heard that he was contracted to do so many movies.
It could be, yeah.
It was like 3 or something, and then he's already done 2.
Yeah, he signed on for 3, and then I think it was 5 appearances, but he's already been in Civil War, Infinity War, and Endgame, so that's 3. Let alone his 2 movies.
And then Homecoming.
His 2 standalone movies.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's so.
Yeah.
Disney makes so much money, and they just acquired Fox. They have all of this stuff that they can just pull together, and they're never going to be short on money.
No.
So to keep doing just the 5%, they can handle that.
Yeah.
I mean, they can handle that just fine, I feel like. I don't think it's fair. I think that should be 50-50.
Yeah. But for their overall brand, I mean, I think it's important to keep Spider-Man. I think it's worth it, honestly.
I do too.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's trending. Everyone's pissed at it because nobody wants another Spider-Man movie that's not Tom Holland. Like right now.
And isn't going to include any of the previous storyline, essentially, because now he's all tied to what happened to Iron Man. And
you'd have to be rebooting.
Yeah.
My problem with this is that I think they should just get rid of Spider-Man, like Sony, because there's not so much. They're never gonna. I mean, how many times have they screwed up Fantastic Four? And
twice now.
I've never been like that last one that came out. I was not excited for it. I didn't even see it.
Yeah,
I wanted to, but I just all the reviews for it. I could already tell it sucked.
Yeah, I didn't want to be disappointed again.
So I'm actually excited that Marvel's got it because Marvel hasn't failed me yet.
Right.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel, honestly, I didn't hate it as much as everyone else. It definitely has its issues, but overall, I think it was a very well laid out movie. A good origin story.
That's what's powerful about the MCU, though, because even if you don't like a character or you don't think you're going to like a character, it's worth it to go see the movie just because of the impact that that character can have on the broader MCU.
Yeah, because I don't like Captain Marvel because I don't like her powers. I don't like how overpowered she is.
Yeah. Well,
but the way that she she has to be, I don't know,
fleshed out more.
Well, she needs fleshed out more, but she needs to be handled a certain way in like Avengers movies because she's so powerful. There was always an excuse why she's not around until something happens that only she could take out Thanos' ship by just flying through it.
Yeah, and I feel like that's what everybody was worried about with Endgame is, we're like, well, is what Captain Marvel just going to come in and just, punch Thanos in the head and everything's over with?
Yeah.
But, and then when Endgame started and it's all like, she's like, well, I can't be there because the rest of the galaxy doesn't have you guys.
Yeah.
And it's like, that just seems like such, like,
I don't know. It makes sense.
I don't know.
I'd be fine with seeing her do more stuff with like other cosmic, like if she got another movie and there were other like cosmic heroes and stuff, that'd be cool. But she derives her power from an Infinity Stone, just like an explosion too, of all things, and she. So it's just weird. I don't know. Actually, was it an Infinity Stone or was it some kind of like hyperdrive or something?
Yeah,
it was a space drive or something that exploded.
Yeah,
and
that's
she's
what
got
it was.
almost as much power as like she can punch through shit. Like that's crazy. Like
so
Scarlet
it
Witch
comes down
derives
to
her power from an Infinity Stone. So
it comes down to the character. Like I just don't like her powers. It's just the same reason like Superman. The same problem I have with Justice League. Though I didn't hate Justice League, but like I hated how Superman when he finally came to. He beats the main guy in like
10 seconds. Yeah.
In a very short amount of time. All this build up just for Superman to come back and beat this dude.
Right.
When like this whole gang of superheroes couldn't do it.
He
comes
also
Superman and he just does it.
Superman also demonstrated that he is better than every single hero. Like the one scene where the Flash is running around him and then like he turns his head. He just demonstrates like, I can do everything that you guys can do.
Yeah.
You're pointless.
Yeah. And it doesn't stop me from enjoying the movie. It's just the character himself is just he's too powerful, and that's just how he is. I thought it was dope as hell when I saw him look at the Flash and everything. That was sweet.
Yeah, that was cool.
It's just, yes, we get it. You're all powerful.
Yeah.
So anyway, when it comes to superheroes, I think that not having Spider-Man in the MCU hurts it like a lot, especially after this last one.
It does.
I just don't know how they're gonna. If I had to guess, Disney's just going to fold and just do the 5%.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was Disney, I would do that. The problem is, I'm sure Sony knows that because Marvel kind of put themselves in the situation when it comes to, well, one, they signed this contract. The original agreement was 5%. So they said yes to that. So at the end of the day, I mean, Disney's the one who put themselves in this hole. And then now they're asking for 50-50.
Yeah.
So if we don't get Spider-Man back, it's because they didn't take the 5%.
Yeah, but also like if Sony is only going to produce a quarter of the film, it's it just seems greedy and hypocritical to me that they're like, well, no, we want our 73% or whatever, 75 or 95%.
I think Sony, a lot of
profit.
these other movie places are desperate because Disney has it's grown to this massive, unstoppable juggernaut. So everybody's just like, we got to hold on to our assets.
Well, and that's like a whole other issue, is Disney becoming this monopoly on the entertainment.
Yeah. That's why like CBS and Viacom like recombined literally just to combat Disney. Like,
and honestly, that makes sense. That's why I think they should get rid of Spider-Man. Just give them Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Maybe they can get some sort of recurring money from it, but they don't have the rights to Spider-Man anymore.
No.
Come up with some deal where they don't.
Just like take royalties or something like that. Like
or trade Disney for another franchise.
Yeah, give them Aliens.
It's got to be. There's got exactly. They acquired all this stuff from Fox, all this stuff that Disney hasn't really left a mark on yet.
Yeah.
And they could easily just be like, all right, well, give us
what do you
Alien.
Want? Yeah. What do you want? Take it. Yeah.
Yeah. Or better yet, just they've already got like. So they have the thing that bothers me is they already have the Spider-Man.
Into the Spider-Verse. Yeah.
That came out, and I loved that movie.
Yeah.
It was really good.
It's like keep that.
And that was a song. Yeah, they did something good there. So to fight them on this is kind of, it's kind of ridiculous on Sony's part, where it's like, just do 50-50.
Yeah.
Disney's putting in more of the money to produce it.
Arguably, the only reason it made $1 billion is because it was a part of the Marvel universe.
I was going to see it, even if I hated Spider-Man. I was going to go see it because I want to know what happened after Endgame.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's just how Marvel movies work.
Mm-hmm.
It's the power of the MCU.
Everyone who hates Captain Marvel, I'm pretty sure that most people are going to go see her next movie.
Yeah.
Because you're going to want to know what happens to the state of the entire, because it's all one shared universe. That's what makes it cool.
And now everything's different because,
now we have no idea what's going to come. This next phase, there is no Avengers movie. So we have no idea really what's coming.
Yeah, and outside of Endgame, we don't really know what Captain Marvel's been up to or anything like that since 1999 or whatever.
And during those 5 years.
If they can just keep Spider-Man for a little longer, I mean, they've got Fantastic Four coming.
Yeah.
That will be like a big name thing to add to the MCU.
Yeah.
And then they've got
whatever they're going to do with X-Men. Yeah.
And they've already said they're going to bring them in somehow. Not in this phase, but down the line.
It's like 6, maybe, I think they were saying, possibly 5 or 6. I don't know. But
yeah, either way, if we can get to that point, I mean, that's just a whole bunch of content that we can cover.
It's like we literally need Spider-Man for like one more movie, like solo movie, and then
Sony, please give us him one more time to wrap things up a little better.
Yeah, they can. Yeah, because there is one more. So in this movie, they definitely imply there's going to be more.
Oh yeah, there has to be the way they.
He's
ended
definitely
it.
gonna have another standalone. And
Alex hasn't seen it. We can't really talk about it.
Yeah, you pleb. You need to go watch it. Yeah, I think it's crazy. I mean, it's the whole internet's going crazy about it too. Reddit,
is losing its mind.
A little while ago,
it was on Twitter. Yeah,
on Twitter it had, pretty much, Andrew Garfield's name was up there. Tobey Maguire, like all this, like all the Spider-Man people who played Spider-Man's like, oh, are they coming back? Like, what's happening? Or like, just the fact that now Tom Holland got screwed, kind of like Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
If I remember right, I think Andrew Garfield did something. If I remember right, of why he didn't become Spider-Man, but I'm sure Sony was a driving force behind kicking him out. So but this is, and strangely enough, this happened today. So when I talked to them, I was like, "Hey, we can talk about the Spider-Man thing." And both Anna and Alex, I didn't realize that they were talking about how Sony is making it so we may not get another MCU Spider-Man movie. I thought they were talking about how Sony just bought Insomniac Games, like their game division. And they're known for making Spider-Man PS4, Ratchet and Clank, a bunch of PS4 exclusive games, a few like Sunset Overdrive, that was Xbox. But they just bought Insomniac because, I mean, why wouldn't they? They had the Spider-Man game. I almost called it SpongeBob.
Same thing.
Same thing. Let's see how much this made. They sold 13.2 million copies of Spider-Man PS4. So it's it's Insomniac's best-selling game. And I bought a PS4 just to play this game.
Yeah.
And I wasn't disappointed. It was really good. They even tied it into the Spider-Man and the Spider-Verse movie.
And like,
they had his suit in it.
That's another thing. I mean, think about it. If Disney had never come to that original agreement with Sony and reinvigorated the Spider-Man like universe, essentially, this game probably wouldn't even exist because nobody's really cared about Spider-Man since.
Well, I don't know.
Spider-Man PS2
Marvel,
games.
Well, they do own Marvel, so.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, if Spider-Man had never really been introduced into the Marvel universe, as Tom Holland as we know it, and been as popular, I mean, would this game have sold, 100 and was
No.
it 13
And I gotta say,
million copies? Like,
Yeah, probably not.
I gotta say, this game was good enough that it could have been a movie.
oh yeah,
They had everything on it, and so there are Spider-Man stories that could be told.
yeah,
I think the biggest one in the Spider-Verse, introducing Miles.
yeah.
Make a live-action movie of him or something. I
Yeah.
mean, if they really have to do the Spider-Man route, do that way. Honestly, I think they should just retcon Spider-Man and come up with new stuff.
Yeah.
Be creative, and like it's not worth
Yeah.
all it's gonna do is make people mad and boycott your
Yeah,
their movies,
essentially at this point,
and
because
it's gonna dampen them. It's gonna suck even farther down the line because their next movies they're gonna put less money into it because not a lot of people went to it, but they're gonna keep chugging these Spider-Man movies out because, like it or not, people are gonna go to them. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I don't know. This just
it's like the Disney reboots of like The Lion King. Like, nobody asked for this, but they're gonna make it anyway, and it's gonna make money. So
it did. It made a lot of money.
Did make a lot of
I
money.
think it's the most highest grossing animated film of this year, right?
Yes.
Because even though it's supposed to be live action, it's obviously just animated.
And you know who directed that? Happy Hogan. Okay. It was Jon Favreau. And he did live action Jungle Book too. And those were really good.
That's what I'm saying. Disney has so much. They had like their own catalog, which by itself was good. And then they got Marvel, they got Fox.
Yep.
It makes sense that you want to stop them from
Lucasfilm.
Yeah.
yes. I totally forgot about them. Yes.
Which
they are destroying it, but still
arguably
they have it.
Yeah.
I am looking forward to it later this year. So
yeah. I mean,
I don't know.
it's Star Wars. We'll go see it.
yeah, I'm not happy with it because it's going to totally screw up the MCU.
Like, if anything, just give us Tom Holland as Spider-Man, and then like when he's done, okay, Sony, it's all you. You can have him back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just,
Just do the one more movie is what I'm saying. You know,
that's all
just
you
something
need.
to wrap it up.
and then maybe a guest appearance in whatever
Every now and then.
the new Avengers movie is. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Thor is going to be the first original Avenger to get 4 movies.
Yeah, that's true.
But in a way, it's kind of his second movie because the first 2, they were good, but
They're very rigid.
what's it called?
Yeah,
Thor Ragnarok.
It was so good.
that's when he came into his own.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
where
and
he
it was
just kinda-
explosive.
yeah, it was such a new take on him that it just
Yeah.
he went from being my least favorite to
Well, wasn't Chris Hemsworth
easily top.
Yeah, Chris Hemsworth he didn't even want to do a third one
Yeah.
because he was so tired with the character. But
He said he wants to do more. Just
And-
because he actually has fun now.
and Taika
Yeah.
Waititi just saved,
yeah,
just absolutely
and
saved.
arguably Korg was
Korg, yeah.
was the MVP of.
What's up, man?
Yeah, it's crazy how great that movie was.
Yeah, that it was. I don't know. Yeah, it was to come back from the dark world and into
I think if we didn't
Masterpiece.
have Spider-Man close out the end of Phase 3,
Ragnarok.
well,
and
it opened
Thor
up
and-
this
yeah,
door
it did.
to like, I need a sequel to this.
I know it did.
So,
Yeah, it because most of them, like by the end of the third Iron Man movie, you were like, okay, you know, he's done his thing. We know we'll have him in the Avengers movies, and we're good. Same thing with Captain America. You know, went through his whole Bucky thing and all that. But you know, we got to Thor, and we're like, okay, this will be a closeout. But it was
yeah,
I
I'm kind of fine with
need
that. Like,
it.
I'm fine with each character having their own, movie or like 3 movies.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, they're just more of a supportive role in like other movies.
Yeah.
Like Scarlet Witch, she doesn't really need her own movie. We kind of already know her backstory.
Yeah, and that's why they're just doing that.
Yeah.
the
So like,
short
but she's
TV
in.
series.
That's why she gets a TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she'll have she'll be in the Doctor Strange movie.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
roles like that, like I could see Spider-Man being in like that after his 3rd movie if he gets it. I kind of hoped Tony Stark wasn't gonna die,
Yeah.
and he could have been like the new, kind of like, I don't know, in charge of the Avengers, pretty much, but not.
Yeah.
I wonder,
Like
who's
in like a
gonna
Nick
take,
Fury type role, and
I wonder
type
who's going to
situation.
take the role of like, because Captain America was like he had experienced loss or whatever, you know, after his first movie, but he was a very vanilla character. So
Yeah.
his movies relied on a lot of external conflict that helped drive the MCU forward. Like with the whole Hydra infiltrating S.H.I.E.L.D. and all the stuff that had like, you know, broad implications in the MCU,
Yeah.
and then Civil War. So I wonder who's going to have that kind of role that's going to help drive
I'll
the
tell
MCU
you-
forward.
one, you're right. I don't know who's
Yeah.
going to do that. But I will say that I didn't actually like Captain America that much. I liked
Me either.
his movies, but I did not like them as much as I liked Iron Man.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because Iron Man was like he had a lot of issues, and he worked like he was fighting himself as much as he was fighting the enemies in the movie,
Right.
and
Yeah.
he was growing throughout the
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah.
And Captain America was just like, yeah, I'm perfect. Like,
Yeah, I would say arguably Tony Stark had the greatest amount of character development.
oh yeah,
Now,
for sure.
Endgame, I don't know why, but Captain America just became one of my favorite. I know him
just-
getting those hammers
Yeah.
was so nice, but
Yeah.
throughout that entire movie, I actually liked him. Like before he even got that.
I think it's because there was no conflict between him and Tony or him and any of the other characters.
I
Everybody
think
had kind of
he
just
lost. I think that's what he needed.
That's
for me
true.
to like him
Yeah.
because he
failed.
He never cussed.
No,
he never
yeah.
he was very Boy Scout
He was very 1942.
Language.
like,
Yeah.
You know?
Language.
language.
Yeah.
And then in this one he's just. I mean he's. Well,
Well,
even in Infinity War, I liked him too. In that.
Yeah.
He went through 5 years of just everybody around him suffering because of, I mean, that would change literally anybody. So
Right.
yeah, it probably grounded him a lot.
Knowing that, in some way you could have helped stop it.
Yeah, in a way, your whole world died whenever he got
Yeah.
frozen and woke up. His whole in a way, he kind of got Thanos himself by going in that ice.
Yeah.
His whole life though got snapped away,
And then being unable to prevent that kind of again happening to billions of people. I can see where that would. But I think it humbled him for sure. And I think that's definitely what that character needed.
oh yeah,
He was definitely in
Scarlet
his-
Witch also, or not Scarlet Witch, Black Widow.
Black Widow.
I really hated that she died because I thought she was going to be the one to fill the Fury role because I didn't even know if he was still
Yeah, we didn't know
involved.
where he was at.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen him in forever. I know he got snapped away, but he wasn't really a factor. I mean, he wasn't even in Age of Ultron.
The thing that I'm disappointed with most is she deserved the treatment that Captain Marvel got more than Captain Marvel. She should have had her movie in that gap between Endgame or Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah, I agree.
And maybe, but
Well,
Yeah.
Captain
She
Marvel
deserves
didn't
it
take
more.
place during that time frame.
yeah.
Well, and neither would.
I think she deserved a movie. Yeah, I think her movie should have came before Endgame, and because her movie kind of just. I think we already talked about it in our last one, but I mean,
Yeah.
she just died, and just to know that she's coming back, but she's still. I mean, she's dead. It's a movie that takes
Right.
place in the past. It just kind of makes her death less impactful, like it should have been.
Which is, I mean, on some level, that's how I can understand why Marvel didn't want to have that kind of whole, funeral scene like they did with Tony, because if we're going to see her again, kind of what's the point of, making it so final?
Yeah,
But also, I feel like somehow in the Black Widow movie, they're going to address the fact that she's gone. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of it could be flashback related or whatever, but
I still have hope
you
that
know.
she's alive.
Well, that's
Well, but
that's the
that-
thing.
my biggest
but that
thing.
version of Gamora is still dead. So
Yeah,
Well,
but
the MCU is just absolutely full of surprises, and like the whole
He's
soul for a
returning-
soul thing. He returns the soul stone.
that's true.
But he's
so
not.
yeah,
He's not returning at the time that Gamora died. He's returning it.
Well,
the
we
soul
don't-
that he got that stone for was because of she dying. So he's
But-
returning that stone at the point where she died. So it would make sense. And in the comics, I don't know. This is when I'm going to get a call from that guy. Like you don't know what are you talking about?
Yeah.
But in the comics, from what I understand, the soul stone can take you to like a soul realm or something like that.
Yeah.
Where
that's
like
what-
people are actually in there.
yeah,
So she would be alive inside there. Same with
like
the
a
old Gamora.
quantum realm type situation. Well, yeah, now that they've introduced, these
Yeah, what-
fractured universes and everything, it's a whole.
Is it Adam
Adam Warlock.
Warlock
Yeah,
has to deal with that
it's true.
realm or whatever. So I don't know if that's gonna play a part in the future.
Imagine an end credit scene for the Black Widow movie where it's just Captain America meeting Red Skull on Vormir. And just like, hey,
Yeah, I
here's
need
this,
that.
he's like, oh, hey, I know you.
That's why I'm like,
Here's what's gonna
I
happen.
totally want to see how he. I have so many questions on how he returned all that.
I
He wasn't
do
even
too.
there
I do too.
for some of that.
I'm
How does he even know who
so-
Jane Foster looks like? How does he know where to
Well,
put
he knows
that?
what she looks like.
Well, he might know her, but like where in
yeah.
the castle? Where?
Yeah.
I mean, how? Because they didn't actually transport right where she was at.
No, yeah,
They saw her go in that room, but I mean, that's such a
very
without Thor there. It's kind of
very intrigued.
The Tesseract. How does he build that back up? How does how does he return the soul stone? I don't know these answers.
Well, with the Tesseract, I feel like if he goes back right after Loki takes it, he can give it back to somebody. I don't know. That just opened up a whole other issue.
Well, I'm sure a lot of that's going to be addressed with the Loki show. And
Yeah, if I had to guess and how I want it to go, would be Captain America shows up in that Loki show, like maybe at the end.
Oh, could be.
And when Captain America
Yeah.
goes back, Loki somehow gets back into the main MCU timeline.
Or
and
he
so now we
brings them
have
back or whatever. Yeah, I don't know.
yeah. Well, maybe not bring him back, but he finds out that this guy is traveling through time and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So he figures out how Captain America's doing it and kind of goes with him somehow.
Could be.
now I wonder, is there any like Marvel version of like some kind of entity that would watch over time in any sort of way and protect it? I mean,
Well, isn't that technically Doctor Strange's job?
technically, but
Or the Ancient One? I mean, that's really her job.
I wonder if he gets caught. Like, part of me wonders if he screws up the timeline so badly doing his shenanigans that he Rick and Morty's it and like
Oh,
gets back
God.
into the prime time. He has to leave it and get into the prime timeline.
Well, I think there is a race of aliens that who's in the comics where they're actually there during all of this chaos, like
Yeah.
throughout all of them.
The Watchers.
The Watchers or whatever those dudes are called. Because a lot of people said Stan Lee, he was a Watcher because he was in every movie. So,
Yeah.
And
which
he
kind of was cool to think
That was
about.
kinda
Like,
cool,
'cause he's
yeah.
always there.
There was a scene where he was talking to those big headed dudes,
Yeah.
and they were supposedly Watchers.
Yeah.
So theoretically, yeah. I mean,
Yeah. Well, and maybe even the Eternals will open up some sort of something.
this whole Phase 4 is getting us ready for something.
Just as
they
big
said it's
as-
going to be more of the cosmic
Yeah.
level stuff rather than
Which I'm
Ultron.
really excited that they've actually fleshed out an entire kind of 10 years of movies, and now they're moving into a new kind of storyline instead of just like, well, let's milk this for all we can.
Yeah.
I like the
and
cosmic level
continuously
stuff.
adding characters.
Yeah.
It's weird to think about. Like, I hate knowing that like Iron Man's not gonna be around when Fantastic Four. I bet
Yeah.
whoever plays Richard Reed's the dialogue between him and Tony Stark would have been
Oh, it would have been
funny.
great.
Same with Bruce.
Yeah. All three of them. They're the science bros.
Yeah.
Science Bros. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll take over that role of science stuff.
And honestly, I really just wanted Chris Evans to have a whole conversation with the Human Torch.
Yeah, that would be
You
cool.
know?
Yeah.
See,
That'd have been great.
Human Torch and Groot.
Ooh.
So yeah, Hulk and the Thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So many. Well, there's
Here's the
still a
thing, though.
possibility for that, though.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to talk too much about Endgame because we already talked about it, but I got to say it. I don't think I talked about it. I hate how they handled the Hulk in that movie.
Yeah.
I absolutely hate it. No.
No, you're so wimpy.
Hulk got his ass beat by Thanos.
Yeah.
And he doesn't show up. I understand that Hulk didn't want to come out. I didn't really care that happened. I hate that I didn't get to see a few moments of the Hulk and Thanos going back at it.
Yeah.
And like get some payback because we didn't even really see him.
Yeah,
Again,
I guess
and-
it would have been cool, but they had so much going on, and I don't know.
But at the same time, I mean,
But that was
all
an
you want
important
is
role.
It's
Yeah.
a good arc for the Hulk. I think it's a better arc than I would have, because just to keep him in that enraged state.
Well, no, but
just,
that's kind of
you
the
know.
point that they made in Endgame is that now they've, Banner and the Hulk have come to this agreement, where they can live together. So theoretically, they would be able to switch between.
Yeah, the Thor movie. I mean, the Hulk was the Hulk for a long time, so I feel like the dialogue between Angry Hulk was funny, like between him and Thor. So like I
Right.
didn't.
Because Hulk's communicating now. He's not angry all the time.
Yeah,
I mean, he's
not just a green blob monster,
right.
CGI green blob monster on the screen.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I just,
Yeah, I get it.
I don't know. I just hated Smart Hulk. I know that
It was
he plays a
basically
part
like-
in the comics and
yeah.
stuff. And it's not that I don't understand why Bruce did it. I just, it was dumb.
Yeah.
So what's
But on to good news in
Chef?
the world of entertainment.
Well,
Chef? What's next on the menu?
next on the menu. So today, as we record this, we had the Spider-Man stuff. It was just a horrible, horrible news.
Yeah.
The
Terrible.
good news did come out of this.
Yes.
It was kind of hinted at before,
Mhm.
but
It's confirmed.
the Matrix 4,
Yeah.
it's coming. And Keanu is coming back. Same with Carrie-Anne Moss and one of the
Wachowski siblings.
Wachowski siblings. So I'm super pumped. When I heard that they were making The Matrix 4, I was really hoping that it was going to happen because it's one of those movies that, well, I'm mixed between it. Like, I don't want them to screw it up. That's like my biggest worry. I don't want them to go on a bad note, but Keanu just has been killing it lately.
Yes.
And I think that if they can somehow get over the fact that the dude's blinded.
Well-
Yeah, but in the
I think
Matrix, he wouldn't be. Maybe
Or-
he has to re-enter the Matrix for some reason, and
But
he would be
also,
blind in the Matrix.
At this point, does he even really need eyes?
Well, yeah, because he sees in the
Yeah, but
He's enlightened.
yes.
I'd hate seeing the movie through his.
Also, Trinity is dead.
Oh yeah,
We
that
talked about
happened.
that, but her character's going to be maybe some flashbacks or something, or maybe a remnant of her exists in the Matrix.
And
or
he was
something weird.
like dead, but not dead. But then the machines were resurrecting him. It was a whole.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. I need to watch that again. The ending of
Smith's
it was kind
dead.
Oh yeah, yeah. He better be.
of. I wouldn't mind seeing him again.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna handle this. Like what
So-
the story's gonna be.
Yeah.
I mean, I could come up with things. So, like, okay, it takes time to disconnect everybody and like set up some kind of human colony, so they can't do it all at once. So they're doing it in batches, but there's some kind of corruption in the Matrix from the void that Smith left, and it's some kind of corruption monster. And now Neo's got to go in and fight this new weird thing. I mean, they could do tons of stuff like
Also,
that.
why would the
if I
machines
had to
resurrect
guess,
him? Let's.
Maybe
Yeah.
like we become the bad guys. If you want to do like an M. Night Shyamalan twist thing,
Yeah.
like whoever's
we
leading the
enslave
humans.
the machines again.
We're actually machines. The
Yeah, well,
machines are
we're
humans.
putting people in machines now.
oh,
That's what my guess is.
Oh.
Like
So-
we're putting certain people in for some sort of reason.
we're continuing to use them for that.
as like a jail type.
as
situation.
everyone understands, everyone is out.
Yeah.
but-
Oh yeah.
That's what the general public knows, but secretly we still got people in there for some reason, whatever they would deem.
Maybe that's how we treat
just-
incarceration.
It doesn't
Yeah.
seem feasible because, like, it seems like almost the whole planet or something is consumed by machines at this
Yeah.
rate.
Yeah.
But so you're gonna let all of these humans that they're using for energy just out? What's gonna happen to the machines? For one, I mean, you're gonna have to. That's gonna have to be some peace brokering. I mean, we still have to worry about these machines. Where are they getting their energy from now?
Didn't all the machines stop working or something?
What are the
well-
humans gonna eat?
well,
Or
that's-
how are they going to sustain themselves
that's
and
true.
sustain a colony?
But
you know?
also, I mean, for 3 movies, Neo worked to take down the Matrix and the machines. So why are they resurrecting him at the end of the 3rd movie? Why would you want to bring back the person that orchestrated your destruction?
Well, because there's like that weird whole like cycle thing that was going on, and man, I really got to rewatch the movie. But yeah, it was some kind of cycle where like everything had happened before, but he was like trying to break the cycle, and
Yeah.
he worked out some kind of. I guess I can't
Or
really
it's
remember
like
the
the
ending
eternal
that well.
sunshine of the spotless mind.
But, yeah,
Like
but-
where they always go back and get their minds wiped. But the same thing keeps
I'll
happening.
tell you what I don't want to happen. I don't want Neo to be in some sort of supportive role
No.
and there be some female lead.
No.
I'm all for having female leads in movies. I just
The Matrix
it's
is
kind
Neo.
of getting
Yeah.
exhausting to see him in everything. I want to see a guy again.
Yeah.
I want to see a guy up there.
And
It's the Matrix. Like I don't want
Yeah.
it to change because of social justice.
And
I want to see
arguably-
Neo. fuck a dude up. That's what I want.
Yeah.
To see.
Do some bullet time. That's
Yeah.
all I want to
Yeah,
see. is
I
bullet
want.
time.
I want to see him stop some bullets.
Yeah.
You know that. I mean, I
Weird
wouldn't
90
mind.
degree back bend.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind if there was another character introduced.
Oh, they're gonna have to introduce.
They're gonna have
Yeah.
to.
And I mean,
and in the I guess it's not the end of the world if they have a female protagonist like the main.
no.
It's just they gotta handle
Yeah.
it right.
Right. And arguably I wouldn't say the first one, but I'd say in the second two, Carrie Ann Moss's character was she was
badass.
well, yeah, and she was, I would say, equal with Neo in terms of, story progression and stuff like that. So I mean, she would be a main protagonist in the second and third movies. I mean, you're as invested in her future as you are in Neo's.
Lawrence Fishburne
Yeah.
better be in this movie.
You better.
And I know all of the producers are listening to our podcast right now, so I'm going to tell.
yeah.
I'm speaking to you guys
We
directly.
want Morpheus.
Give me Lawrence Fishburne. I need more Morpheus in my life. I need those stupid sunglasses without the attachment to the ear that just hover there, the
Yes.
floating sunglasses. I need more of that.
I mean, he's still kicking it in John Wick, so
That's what I'm
totally
saying.
fine with him being back. Honestly, I don't even care if he's in there fighting. I just want him to be there and saying some Morpheus things.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Like that's all they want.
Which was basically his character in John Wick. Like,
Yeah,
he
pretty
just
much.
was Morpheus, but with
He's like
pigeons.
a pigeon dude, but come on.
I would like to see him and Neo do the whole red pill, blue pill thing on somebody else, but Neo's present.
Like at the end of the movie, they're like red pilling some new person or something.
Yeah, because you never really got to see Neo do like the average, and you never really saw him do that to anybody after Neo.
That's
It'd be
true.
kind
Here's
of
another-
cool.
Well-
You could
another-
open up
Yeah.
the movie with that, and
Yeah.
it's like maybe the new person has.
That would
Here's
be
another
kind of cool.
take.
Yeah.
So in The Matrix, some people have it good,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Some people enjoy it. So
Yeah.
would you like to live your life just kind of like red pill, blue pill?
Yeah.
Because honestly, outside of The Matrix, it kind of sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't
Yeah,
look the greatest.
really.
Food will probably be a problem because their population would pretty much go off this roof.
Yeah,
You
the
know, where are
Earth
they
has
gonna?
been
How are they going to
decimated.
survive?
Yeah.
Food, temperature. It seems like the
It's
atmosphere's so messed up that it's like an eternal cloud/storm environment. So it would be a hellish environment to
Oh,
live in as
yeah.
a human.
Yeah,
It'd
I
be
wouldn't want to
super
go.
hard.
I'd plug right back in. Like,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Harvest my body energy. That's fine. Like harvest my
and
heat.
here's the thing: you could probably live whatever kind of life you want, right?
Yeah.
You never have to go hungry. It's the Matrix, so just change it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could. I mean, those who want to live that way,
Right.
because to them they don't even realize it. So why bother? So I could see like Neo, Morpheus going, trying to get people to come through, but making it up to them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's weird. It would be weird coming out of the Matrix and then going back in. 'Cause
Well,
you know that this isn't real.
That could be a plot line in and of itself. You could have separatists who want to stay in the pods. And I mean, there could be a whole conflict with that.
Yeah.
So
Because their life is so good and they don't want to do it. Yeah.
yeah.
I can see that.
Matrix 4.
So very. Is there
To live in a
tentative-
world with John Wick and Matrix is just
and then
mind blowing.
and then he's gonna be a full-fledged video game staple
Yeah, and he's
now.
in Cyberpunk. So he's
Yeah.
in video games. Cyberpunk's easily one of the most anticipated games coming out next year.
I mean, props to him because no one knew about that.
Yeah,
He filmed it, did motion capture, everything, and
he shows
no
up
one
on
knew.
E3.
Yeah.
You're breathtaking.
Yeah. You're
Yeah, you're breathtaking.
There's so many memes for that.
Arguably the nicest man in Hollywood.
Oh yeah, he's great. Although I
Lord
guess he
and
hates
Savior.
being called that.
Yeah.
Well, because he's so humble. That's why. It's what makes him the
He
nicest.
becomes an
man.
asshole when you
Yeah.
try to tell him that
He
he's
turns
humble.
into John Wick.
Stop calling me. That.
Basically,
You're breathtaking.
No, you listen here. You're the nicest man in Hollywood.
Keanu, if you want to come on and explain to us why you hate being called the
Please.
nicest man in Hollywood,
Yeah,
I would like to just sit in your presence.
Keanu
You don't even
Reeves.
have to say anything.
hit us up in those DMs.
Keanu and his son Michael Reeves.
Yeah, there's a younger one.
Oh my!
So great.
What's with the Reeves killing it?
Yeah, what's with these Reeves?
They're just great.
But
Emily's got a link for us to peruse.
Oh, he's finally revealed his intentions for the Matrix 4?
Oh, wow. What are his intentions with the Matrix 4? Let's all click this at the same time and clog my internet.
all right.
Okay. Also, let's talk about the fact that he's 52 and still killing it.
Oh yeah.
I want him and Tom Cruise to fight. Like two awesome dudes who do their own stunts. Just go for it. Let's see. God, that came out in 2014?
His intentions
No.
are to kick ass and chew bubble gum.
I'm just reading this here. He said that how do you say that? Wachowski?
Wachowski?
They'd have to be involved, which they are. So
Well, one of them is at least.
yeah.
Write and direct.
The other one's on the ropes, though. They might come in.
Yeah.
She might come in.
Yeah.
Well, at least he's down for it. I mean, most of this is just saying that he's...
Of course he's down with it. He's
excited.
Keanu Reeves. What else would you expect? The people want it. He has to give the people what they want.
He's too nice not to listen to people.
Oh my gosh, they all reunited at the John Wick 2 premiere.
Yeah.
Incredible.
I thought it was amazing to have Fishburne and Keanu in John Wick. I was like, yes.
With the dynamic that they
You
had.
guys, you guys watched Jessica Jones?
Yes.
Because yeah, Carrie Ann Moss is in that.
Yeah.
So it's pretty interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, because she's the lawyer.
Yeah, she's kept her vibe. Like she looks very, for the most part.
Emily's calling her out.
Yeah. She's not...
You're looking
like-
pretty old.
Yeah, she didn't like Jerry Hogarth.
Old and decrepit.
Yeah, somebody
Jerry
who hasn't
Hogarth's
aged,
character.
though, I think we can all agree, Kate Blanchett.
Oh, for sure.
She looks exactly the same as she did when she did Lord of the Rings in 2001. Like,
She's just not aging.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
like when she came on as Hela in Thor Ragnarok, I was like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
do you...
Do you mind? Do you mind telling us what you've done?
What's your secret?
Yeah. What kind of blood oath have you taken to maintain this view?
That's so great.
Now, everybody check their discords at once, please.
Army.
Okay, she's telling us to move on. We're taking too long. We're currently at 1 hour and 7 minutes.
Ooh.
So
Not
I guess we
bad.
could move on.
Yeah.
Sarge!
No, he's... Are you? Yeah, you're a sergeant now. Aren't you? Yeah.
Technically, I don't know. I feel like I'm in a limbo state because I haven't reported to National Guard yet.
It doesn't matter. You're still technically in the Army. You're just not active military.
Sarge, I peed in my bunk.
Oh, God.
It's okay. You can sleep in mine.
Because technically your contract's up in January, right?
Well, that's like whenever you join the Army, you're like...
You have to...
You've got like 8 years of guarantee. Like, or you'd be on reserves.
Yeah, so technically you're a reservist.
He's an E2.
No, I'm still in E5. I mean, I'm a sergeant. I'm just. It was
don't do
weird because I got promoted on my way out the door. So it's like I wasn't really sure if I was going to keep my rank or not because at that point I was
like a month before.
specialist for way too long.
Please don't leave us.
And for those who don't know, it's
That's really what
you've got private,
Mm-hmm.
and then you've got specialist and then sergeant. Well, there's
Private
different
first class.
forms of that, yeah. But they're all automatic promotions up until you get to. In order to get sergeant, you have to go to board and do all that. Which, I find ways. And anyway, I did get promoted eventually, and it kind of turned into a I'm really glad I did, but also like it's just a whole bunch of stuff I had to deal with out the door. But now I'm in the guard, and they said I'll be able to keep it. So
Excuse me, sir. Would you like more paperwork?
Yes.
So obviously I can't talk crap about the Army because I'm still working on it, and it's not all bad. Mm-hmm. When I'm from a super small town that's nowhere near a military outpost. I never left Ohio really, except for
We're literally like
Going to the
20
beach.
minutes away from
An Air Force base.
from a
right?
National Guard base.
yeah, but I never saw anyone in uniform or anyone.
They all go to Chipotle.
I was exactly gonna say that too.
Yeah, I never see them.
It's the weirdest thing. Like, you have to look out the window, make sure there isn't a whole line of people from the guard.
Okay,
You're like,
you guys are ruining this. Okay,
This man's a liar. Josh really. You know what? He really doesn't know anything.
no. Okay, well,
Anyway, yeah.
I honestly didn't really see anyone in uniform except for people who would show up to school. I honestly don't think I've ever saw an Air Force guy in Mansfield
Like, hey kid,
or like anywhere near like where. Yeah, I never saw.
Yeah.
Never saw them. So my idea of army dudes was all from TV shows, and they're just ripped dudes running around shooting bad dudes. So
Basically,
okay, probably tell me to
his influencing decision was when G.I. Joe came out with Channing Tatum.
I only put the link of what to ask and not to ask military veterans.
Oh. Oh no.
So what don't you ask military veterans? Can you
Can you elaborate?
yeah. How many
honestly, it's more family
naked
members.
men?
I hate when like I go somewhere, and my friend can attest to this too because he also hates it.
Yeah.
That when you go out with your family, they're like, "Oh, here's my son. He's in the army."
Oh yeah.
And it's like, oh no,
I get that.
Stop. I don't even use my military discount for anything.
You don't.
It just feels weird to
Hey,
do it.
give me a discount.
Hey, fork it up. I'm in the army, so
I, on the other hand, if I'm with him, I'm like, ID, show it.
Yeah.
do it.
Do it now.
Anyway, I'm off topic here. So I didn't really know what the army entailed, really. I could have done research, but as a kid, I didn't even research my job really when I joined it. I guess it started with I messed around in high school. Okay, I'm gonna just put it out there.
Did you really?
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
surprising.
I just my grades were not the greatest. So paying for college and all that, it just seemed like a lot to deal with. I didn't like the student loans themselves were just. It's kind of frightening.
I don't want to talk about it.
My Anna knows all about it. She's still gonna deal with that for probably the rest of her life.
Nope, 15 years. 14 now.
14 years of her life she'll be paying student loans. So my
We're not gonna
parents took me to Buffalo Wild Wings, which at the time was connected to the recruiting station.
And it is his favorite restaurant.
Okay,
in the
Buffalo Wild
entire
Wings is
world.
definitely number one, I think. I love that place.
I know you do.
But
Even
that's
after
why I feel betrayed
even
by
after
it.
what it's done to you.
So we went there. They said, "Hey, let's go to Buffalo Wild Wings." They know it's my favorite. Everyone knows it. So I get there. I'm all pumped. Well, the wait is horrible. So my parents are like super slick, and they're like, "Hey, you want to go to the army or the army recruiting station's attached?"
Wow, you got
Let's
coerced.
just go check it out.
Yeah. And so I went over there and I talked to him. I'm gonna say it. I'm pretty gullible. I'm pretty like if you talk to me and it just sounds good, I'll do it. That's why I don't take phone calls from like insurance guys. Like, oh, that does sound like a good idea. That's how I got a
15
$7
minutes
car
could save
payment.
you 50% or more on car insurance.
Well, I ended up talking to him, and I pretty much signed up right away. I mean, I at the time I watched House, so I thought I'm going to be in the medical field, all because of a TV show, but I know nothing about it. So
You're just gonna
the
keep
job I picked,
prescribing people, Vicodin and telling them they have lupus.
yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I'm addicted to drugs, and I have a sweet ass cane that I can hit people with. Well, I joined as a medical lab tech, which is nowhere near as cool as House. I didn't research this job at all. It's like a 54-week long course. It's over a year. So I didn't know that going into it. I also didn't know it was like one of the harder things to do. So I went in there knowing nothing. You come out of there with like a kind of like a bachelor's degree almost, with the amount of information they cram in there. So when I went there, needle store. Are you talking about with when I bled out everywhere?
Do I know the story?
I think you do.
Is this when you were practicing IVs?
Yes. Well,
I do know.
So I'm not going to name drop anyone, but I met someone in AIT, which was the school where I did the medical lab tech stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And we were at the point, which this sounds weird, but the very first thing we do really is just learn how to take blood.
Mm-hmm.
We don't learn like anything else. They just put us in a room,
Oh.
gave us needles, and told us to stab each other. Okay, not exactly like that.
No, it was
but
a little more.
they were walking around the room. We basically went in there, and they didn't really.
Mm-hmm.
I think they probably. I mean, I'm sure they did show us
Yeah.
how to do it, but very briefly. And then we went to. There were chairs all around the room, and there were instructions on how to do this above the person's head that you're about to take their blood from. We were just taking it from each other. So, you put the needle in. I forget the exact, how much in, like.
It's
barely a little bit.
It's at like a 45-degree angle until you can feel it.
Yeah, you get the vein, and it's pretty.
Once you return blood, you're good to go.
I nailed it. I got it in there. Got the blood. You take the vial off the needle, and then you put the needle in basically the bucket where you
throw it into the bio.
The sharps.
The biohazard.
You got a sharps container.
No.
you just throw it on the floor.
Yeah.
And then you put the blood sample, in a safe place wherever you're supposed to put it. So there was a girl who she shaked so much, like she just having if she had her hand like
low
standing
blood
up,
sugar or something.
yeah, it's just like her hand shook so much.
She had
And
Parkinson's at age 19.
She, I barely talked to her. I mean, I didn't really know her at the time, but I said, sure, I'll be your partner because nobody picked to be with her, and we went to it was her turn, so I'm sitting there, and the person who's sitting in the chair is not allowed to talk and help the other person.
Yeah.
So I just had to sit there. So
That's
she had 3 attempts.
nightmarish. That's nightmarish. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It is. She had 3 attempts.
Mm-hmm.
Or she had 3 attempts until she,
Yeah.
The first attempt, so she puts the needle in, and she keeps putting it in more and more.
Oh no.
And when I looked down, the entire needle was in my arm. Like she just for some reason she was super nervous. I don't know if she was really paying attention. I wasn't really paying attention, but I knew that you weren't supposed to do that. But she put that needle all the way in my arm. So
You're like,
I was like, oh, and
No.
and I was like, oh my god, this is rough. Second attempt, all right. She has a tourniquet on my arm. I'm still petrified from the fact that I just had an entire needle in my arm.
your blood
totally,
pressure's through the roof.
Oh yeah, my blood's pumping for sure. I had some juicy veins ready.
No,
Not
please.
good with a tourniquet on, man.
Yeah. So the second time she left the tourniquet on,
She blew your vein.
So since she left it on, basically she put the needle in and my skin started to bubble. It's like this weird bubble at where she put the needle in.
Yeah.
So I was like seeing it like fill up with blood essentially. And
It's like the worst bruise you've ever had in your life.
I was like, what the fuck is happening? Am I gonna die here? And she pulls out, it pops, basically my skin pops. Where the blood was, and it's pouring down my arm. It's on my uniform. It's a puddle on the floor.
He looks like he's been in combat and needs an IV.
Yeah, I look like I've been through.
Did they give you a Purple Heart for that?
I don't know. It just was. I'm like, it was at that moment that it took me back to my time at Buffalo Wild Wings, and like, what the fuck did I just do? How did I get to this point that I'm here bleeding out in a room full of people I don't know? So I get cleaned up, and guess what?
She's got to try again.
We're in the Army. Nobody just gives up. You got to keep drive. You got to drive on.
Army strong.
Army's. So she puts the needle in. She removes the tourniquet. She takes the needle out. She successfully got my blood.
Hey.
I am ecstatic. I'm so happy. You know what? She even threw the needle in the bin like she's supposed to. She didn't take the blood vial off the needle when she threw it in the hazard bin. So
She didn't?
So what happened was she took my blood and then threw it away. Because you couldn't go back in and get it because there's tons of needles in there. So it's like you go to a blood to donate your blood. You see that bag, and then you see someone come by and just throw it on the floor and step on it.
Yeah, they look at the blood that you just gave, and they're like, "Your blood's trash," and they just throw it away.
Yeah, like they don't even say anything. You just see them you see them walk off with it, and you just see them throw it in the trash. It's like, what? Well, what did you do? Why'd you do that?
I feel like I'm going to pass out for that.
I went through all this just for you to throw my blood out?
This might sound like a stupid question, but I'm assuming she switched arms by that point. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
She's
good.
devastated every
I mean, at that
limb
point,
of your
she
body.
really could have just put the needle in subcutaneously, like under your skin, and just drawn out.
Or just stick it in the puddle of blood that was created. Just
That's what I'm saying. Basically, use your internal bleeding to hurry you.
Long story short, I failed that course. I didn't continue going to that. I became a Black Hawk mechanic.
Don't you still have to learn?
Then it's the next closest thing.
Yeah. I basically, since that was the job I signed up for, I was needs of the Army.
Mm-hmm.
So they just sent me to be a Black Hawk
technician
crew chief technician
person.
mechanic.
If
I had no idea what the fuck a Black Hawk helicopter was. I knew it was a helicopter. I remember watching Black Hawk Down, but I forgot which helicopter was what. I had no idea until I actually walked into the hangar, and I do know what it is now. Emily just sent asking if I know what it is now. I do know what it is now, but I probably know just as much as how to fix it as I did then. Anyway, I walk in the hangar and I verbally out loud, oh, it's that one.
Oh, God.
The one from the movie. All those people died. I remember this.
Oh, no.
So,
and they're like, yeah, it's your job to make sure that movie doesn't happen.
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So to put things in perspective, that first AIT, which is the course for the medical lab tech, that was a cushiony gig. You got there, you got to wear civilian clothes. You didn't have to wear a uniform all the time. You could drink.
Because you basically go to school for a year, right?
Essentially, yeah. I mean, it was good.
It's like a crash course in nursing.
So since I didn't continue doing that, I went to Black Hawk school, and that school was horrible. It was the real Army, as real as it could be. I mean, it was more reindeer games than anything, but I hated it. And I was already jaded at that point. When I first joined, I was super into it.
Yeah.
But after all that stuff happened, and now I'm in a job that I didn't even pick, I'm done with it.
Yeah.
So we get to the part where we have to essentially, there's two tests for each part. So you have a written one where it's basically multiple choice, and you've got the
practical,
the hands-on training. I passed the hands-on training. I replaced a tire on a helicopter. However, when I got to the written test, I was just going to fail it. I just wanted out. So I put AC/DC down for all my answers.
Oh, no.
I passed it with a 74%.
Oh, my God.
So I'm like, fuck it. I'm just going to keep going.
Yeah.
And actually pass it. And I'm glad I did, because if I hadn't, I wouldn't have met the people that I ended up meeting, and I got to fly and do all this cool stuff. But
remember, kids, what you really want in life doesn't matter. Just accept where you end up.
Yeah. I don't know how it is for everyone else, but for me, I don't really. I mean, flying was cool. Some of the places I went was okay, but it's the people that I remember the most. Yeah. And I met my dudes.
Your boys.
My boys. They they're like, it made it worth it. I could get through my day because I had people that I could talk to. Now, all my fun stories that I tell, it's all I don't have cool, I was in the, Charlie was all around me.
Up in the trees.
You don't have a Vietnam story? So.
Yeah, I don't have anything cool like that. I mean, my aircraft got shot at when I was flying around.
Stateside,
not actual
Afghanistan.
Afghanistan.
Didn't scalp any Taliban. Nothing
No,
cool.
no.
Oh my god!
Need the death. Okay.
Still
Sorry, I
flying
didn't really feel so strong about that. But yeah,
I'm just upset that you didn't.
well, I did deploy for 30 days.
And there were rockets, right?
Yeah, there was. So I was in Kandahar, Afghanistan. Which, first of all, the place was nice.
Aside from the rockets.
I mean, I was only there for like
A month.
30 days. I mean, it was more of a vacation, really.
yeah.
But
Said no one
Visit
who went to
sunny
Afghanistan.
Kandahar.
come on down to Kandahar. The people are great.
Yikes.
So I left there and went to Bagram. I was actually on my way out, but to leave, I had to stop at a different place. Like my first day there was a rocket attack.
Welcome to
And
Kandahar.
the whole time I was at Kandahar, there was no attack. There was no
Yeah.
attacks besides the rapist.
Who hit people over the head with a frozen water bottle.
Yes. Which I don't really. I think that might have happened before I got. I don't know.
It was
talked
still
about
a rumor when you got
Yes.
there.
Did I talk about this in the last one?
No,
Did I talk about
you
this?
didn't talk about
Maybe
it.
mention.
Well, there was a guy who was running around. Just long story short, he was a guy. He would freeze water bottles and knock people out with them, or attack them basically, and then rape them.
Yep.
I mean, that's what they told me. I mean, who knows
Yeah.
what really happened? But that's
True.
just what happened.
It's just like the boogeyman. It's like you better watch it.
The rapist of Kandahar is what we call it.
You better lock your bunk room.
Yeah. Swiggy to swooty coming for that booty.
Oh god.
I think the
Yeah.
best part about Afghanistan, or that whole deployment, was whenever you deploy, that's when you start working out the most. That's when you get the most fit, which I was getting pretty fit for the short amount of time I was there. It's only because I was eating better.
That's because
And you don't have anything
Charlie can
else to
smell
do,
beta
right?
males.
Yeah,
So.
beta male cucks, they can spell it.
Because you don't have anything else to do, right? So you just work
Well,
out.
yeah, you should work out because the internet sucks and it's just not.
And it's hot and you don't want to eat MREs.
Yeah. So, yeah, there was a guy who didn't work out at all. He wouldn't work out, but he would take pre-workout pills.
God.
So basically, those are just like caffeine.
You just want to have a heart attack every day?
That's how you die. I mean, it was like, I don't know why he was doing that.
Yeah,
I think he thought he would lose weight if he did it.
No. Well, I mean, theoretically.
Well, if you
It
worked
would
out,
work.
maybe, but your heart will explode. if you
explode,
do
yeah.
that. So,
Yeah, technically the heart is a muscle, and if you make it beat faster, you're burning through some energy right there.
Well,
That's a workout.
don't defend this.
no.
Well, anyway, I ended up taking his pills, and they were like capsules, so you can actually open them and dump the stuff out.
Oh, yeah.
And so I ended up just filling all of his pills with sand, Afghani sand.
You admit that? Is that illegal? I feel like.
No, it's fine.
It happened in a foreign country. It's fine.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, they don't have
US
laws there.
soil.
Yeah, this is a show. None of this is real.
Yeah, all this is satire.
Yeah.
Just for the
It's just
record.
satire.
I just can't believe.
So for the guy he's like, what? No, this happened. Fuck this guy.
Didn't he take all of them?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. And the funny part is, he actually came home early with me,
Oh my god!
and I
you still
forgot
just
all
let him.
about this.
He probably
So, like,
contracted some kind of like disease from
Can
the
you-
sand or something.
Honestly, though, so you're taking these every day, right? They're filled with sand, and you don't know it. The
feel like-
amount
Guys, I don't
of
feel so good.
gastrointestinal problems you would have, like
Yeah, have you
Just
Can you
being there,
imagine-
you're probably ingesting sand anyway with all the sand blowing
yes,
around.
but
and
you're
all
not just actually like eating a quarter of a teaspoon of it every day.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That seems pretty.
And like, think
that.
about
I mean,
it.
people are
He's
drinking
gonna-
bleach and making
It's
their
probably
cancer
still
go away.
in
I mean,
his stomach.
He's gonna go in for like a colonoscopy when he's 40 and just have the worst diverticulitis because
Start peeing
he's
out.
got
Just
sand
start
particles.
peeing out like glass.
he's gonna get a prostate exam. The doctor's be like, "Hey, you been to the beach lately?"
like, no, why?
What?
To take this really dark, if he got burned alive, he would
He had to make glass.
he would turn into glass. God. From the sand.
Incredible. Thank
Yeah.
you for that.
I mean, I would say at this point, 4 years later, he's probably.
Yeah, well, now he would just burn to death and it'd be horrible. But,
Yeah.
that's
I don't think there's any sand left. God.
But One of my favorite stories. There's a guy nobody really liked.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the whole story?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. End of story.
It was me.
Well, it's not that he was very, I don't know, just hard to like because he had a certain Oklahoma-ness about him.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Sorry for anybody listening in Oklahoma.
Well, they know. They know. Well, this guy, since somebody like him, some guy used to we went to, I forget where we went. Wherever cactuses are. We went to somewhere with cactuses.
Arizona?
Actually, I think it was Arizona.
Yeah. They're only
Sonoma?
found in like
Is that
one
where you
place.
went? Did you go to Sonoma?
I don't remember. It happened a long time ago, but he ended up taking this cactus and putting it in his hat.
Oh, God.
And we're all sitting on these bleachers.
Mm-hmm.
So the guy who's doing this is like 6'9". Like he's a huge dude, so you can't miss him. But he's the one putting this cactus in this dude's hat. And like he came by and he's like, "Who put this cactus in my hat?" And like he was all like
Mad about it.
I mean, who would? I mean, there's cactus in your hat. All the like pringly things are still in there. So when he puts it on, it's just awful.
Did he actually did he actually put the hat on with the cactus?
No, I think he got it all off.
But still, they attach to the fabric.
Yeah, so like when he takes it out, they're still in there. So he has to take more time to take care of that. But he does it again. Okay, he keeps leaving his PC unguarded. His hat, he leaves it unguarded, or he just leaves it there where anyone can get to it. So of course we're gonna keep messing with it.
Yeah.
So of course he puts the cactus back in there. Dude freaks out again. We're all sitting there. He's like standing in front of us, like he's giving a class. We're all sitting on the bleachers, and he's like saying how irresponsible we are, how we're soldiers and we gotta behave a certain way. Well, while he's giving us this wonderful speech, the guy is coming up behind him and putting the cactus in his hat while he's telling us to stop doing it, and then walks away. And he freaks out again, and this time he finally takes his hat with him, like a smart individual.
I mean, how many times did you guys do this?
Yeah. Well, he leaves his body armor, so he just puts the cactus in that. So
I think you would have learned by then.
yeah, you would think.
Wow. That's
I would like you guys to envision for a moment the meme with the dominoes. You get the really tiny domino, and it goes up to bigger sizes of domino. At the small domino, the text "Going to Buffalo Wild Wings," and at the large domino, screwing around with some guy in a cactus in the military in the desert.
Yeah, exactly. Eating sand in an Afghani desert.
Yeah, feeding another man's sand against his knowledge.
So Emily sent me this. I can't really read it.
It says pica is a condition in which people are addicted to eating non-food items, but most commonly it's sand.
So you think I made him an addict of sand?
It can also be
no, 'cause
ice.
he didn't really know.
There's no way he consumed that much sand. It's not like he had 1,000 pills
Oh
left.
my gosh. Soil can contain lead and lead to lead poisoning.
Yeah, you know how much lead is probably in the
It can
sands
also
of
expose you
Afghanistan.
to parasites such as roundworm and hookworm.
He only had like maybe a handful of pills.
Well,
Like, he
maybe
didn't
there
have
was
that
a
many.
handful of hookworm larvae in it.
There's no way. The chance of
You're
that.
in Afghanistan.
Afghanistan
There's
is
dogs.
a nice place.
Dogs run rampant. You don't know. Maybe they're pooping out worms, and you just gave.
Who doesn't
this
like
dude-
dogs?
Yeah, tell it to the judge.
That's my defense.
This is
Who
where
doesn't
Emily.
like dog? Come on.
This is where Emily needs a mic to just go. Stop.
Stop it.
No.
Stop it. Get some help.
Get some help.
I sentence you to 8 years more enlistment in the active army.
Oh god.
Oh
That'll
no.
be torture.
No,
Yikes.
stop it. I won't allow it. But she did ask a good question though. Like, do you get? I mean, I know the answer, but for those listening, do you get tired of people telling you thank you for your service? Like, does that bother you or?
Thank you for your service.
It depends
thank
on
you
the
for-
day.
thank you for
honestly.
your service.
I mean, I
How about
I can't take compliments
Yeah.
or like just thank yous very well. So
in general?
I always was weird whenever someone would do that. I remember when I first got out of basic training and I was going to the airport, through the airport, and I was in my uniform, which normally you're not supposed to do that, but nobody told me that. I didn't even have clothes anyway to change into. So someone gave me like $20, and I'm like, I don't want this.
Yeah.
Like, I don't. It's just weird.
Yeah.
So I ended up. I mean, I took it because he walked away and he wouldn't let me take it back. So I took it and ended up buying food with it. But it's just weird because it's like I haven't done anything yet. Like,
I think it's more like thank you for voluntarily like putting it out there. It's like, yes, I would go to combat because I'm in the army. I don't think it's really like
there's a lot of people who do a lot of great things. There's a lot of people who don't. And I don't know. I guess I just always felt like I don't deserve that. I don't want that because I feel like I haven't done anything to warrant a thank you. Because all I did was stick around in high school and I joined the army. I mean, it didn't really take any.
Yeah, but you didn't have to do that. You could have went and worked at a factory, or worked at McDonald's or whatever. But you chose to do the army.
I wanted to bring up something that's related to this.
Yes.
When I worked at Myers,
Oh God.
a lot of people would be like, oh, thank you or whatever. And I'd just be like, oh, no problem. Just to say, yeah, no problem. I had a guy who was very upset that I said that.
Why?
That was me. I was like, why? What's wrong? Like, so
what do you want me
he's
to
just
say
like,
to it? Yeah.
He's like, what's no problem? Was you helping? No problem. I'm like, what? I'm like, what are you going at, man? It's like, it's no issue. Like, you don't have to thank me. Like,
Yeah, I'm just doing my job.
it's this whole thing.
Yeah.
So I found this
I'm getting paid for this.
post on Reddit and I saved it.
Oh, no.
Somebody came out on Reddit and they're like, "Dear every cashier in America, the proper response to thank you is you're welcome, not no problem, and you're supposed to thank me." And then somebody in the replies to that said, actually, the you're welcome, no problem issue is simply a linguistics misunderstanding. Older people tend to say you're welcome. Younger people tend to say no problem. This is because for older people, the act of helping or assisting someone is seen as a task that is not expected of them, but is them doing extra. So it's saying, I accept your thanks because I know I deserve it. No problem, however, is used because younger people feel not only that helping or assisting someone is a given and expected, but also that it should be stressed that your need for help was no burden to them, even if it was.
There you go.
Dang it.
So
That actually
they
makes
really
Yeah.
they really
Yeah, that
broke it
makes
apart
sense,
really
yeah.
well, and it helped me
Yeah.
understand why that guy was so angry at me.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean I'm going to stop saying no problem.
Seriously.
My response normally was like, well, if you knew what I did today, you wouldn't be saying that.
Oh. I just make a point of saying it now.
Yeah.
On Veterans Day and Labor Day, Memorial Day.
Yeah.
Any army related anything.
Yeah. How do you feel opening up your Facebook on like Veterans Day? Just getting the flood of. Thank you
I don't
for
know.
your
It's
service.
weird. I kind of just disassociate myself.
Thank
Like
you
I
for
don't
your
like think
service,
of
or-
myself as a. Like I don't know. I just don't see my. I don't.
What's going
I don't
on?
know what that means. Like I don't know if I don't have self worth about it or something. I don't know. I just don't feel like I've done anything to warrant that.
It's fair.
Like when I think of people who actually, got shot at, not over like
Yeah.
a Walmart over a shitty city, but like,
But,
actually
like, went
went to a
to
foreign
Iraq
country
and
and
yeah.
fought.
Yeah.
No matter like what, or even my friends downrange. I didn't really fly when I went down there.
Yeah.
I left pretty much as soon as I got there. So even then, if you leave the base and you go out and you do stuff, I mean, to me, it seems like those people are really risking it. I mean, even if you're on the base, yes, you are also risking it too. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I never went outside the wire really, so I never really feel like I deserve that. So
Yeah, but you're doing a service to America.
honestly, not. I mean, America's paying me, and
I mean, yeah.
We're paying
You're
him,
all
Alex.
paying
We're
yeah.
paying him.
That's right.
so. And again, if you knew what I was
Work
doing
harder.
with my day, you would be.
I'm your boss because I pay you with my tax
Basically,
dollars.
honestly, that was the point I got to
Yeah.
by like May.
Well,
I
tell you
was
what,
like,
you can stop paying me, but everyone else in America will continue doing it.
That's not how it works.
You'd have to boycott the government.
You're just closer to home now.
That's just
so
tax
I can,
evasion.
Smack you on the back of the head.
I'm not evading taxes. I'm boycotting the U.S. government.
Sounds like rebelling with extra steps.
Yeah.
Yeah. But basically, the way I look at it is you feel like you haven't done anything to warrant, a thank you.
It's not that I don't feel like I'm capable of that. I just haven't. I haven't been in a situation where I feel like I should get that level of.
At least,
Can you
Respond like, no problem. Next time somebody's like, thank you for your service. Like, no problem.
yeah.
It's like, whatever.
I mean, basically,
you're damn right.
basically, at least you're not, those type of person who's trying to do like, they didn't even make it through basic or they barely made it through basic. And they're like, you owe me respect because I'm a veteran.
Yeah.
Like,
You should
shut
just be.
up.
I think a lot of it comes down to I definitely felt jaded about the Army for a long time in my career because I just feel like I was always getting screwed. I wasn't really seeing the bigger picture about everything. I didn't really see it until maybe 2 years ago when I really finally started to stop being all poopy about everything. So, did I just say poopy?
Yeah.
about
You want to
did.
rephrase that? I'll give you
did.
a free
my
pass.
God.
Yeah. You get a free pass.
I'm
to-
an Army soldier. Everything's poopy for me.
I'm a sergeant.
What the frick, Taliban? Stop.
Freak Taliban, stop. I'm trying to sleep. Stop with the mess. You freaking.
Nope.
Don't.
My brain just went like full brakes. Like, just stop.
This is progress.
You know that
This is
scene in
progress.
Spiderman 2 where he's stopping the train?
Yeah.
Like I imagine a little Tobey Maguire like holding back my brain.
No,
with the
I
whip.
just watched a wrench just drop into the gears of your brain, just like clanging around and like just fucking up all the
Ant-Man
gears.
has
Yeah.
infiltrated.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh.
It's a lot.
So you want to talk about any more wonderful Army stories, like adult babies, or any other
Well, it comes
wonderful
down
things?
to like I mentioned, I felt the Army. I didn't really take it as seriously as I should have when I first started. Again, I started off super, into it, but then it escalated very quickly into,
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I'm just losing my train of that whole
Into
Spider-Man,
not
Tobey
being
Maguire
into
images in my
not
head.
being what you thought it was.
Yeah. So a lot of it came down to like leadership. I had a lot of like shitty leaders that just kind of took it out. I had a lot of good ones too. But
You want to name drop? Call them out.
I'm not gonna name off the
No.
whole
It's,
ones.
it's cancel culture. Can we cancel?
I'm not gonna. Jeremy Cox. He was my platoon sergeant in. Yes, his last name's Cox. Don't. That wasn't a joke.
It's gonna kill you.
He was the best supervisor I ever had. Like last year, I went through like a lot of shit, and I didn't have any faith in my chain of command, and he completely gave it back to me, and worked with me, even in times where I probably didn't even deserve it, but he still worked with me and understood I was going through stuff.
It's a real American hero.
Didn't he
He
do
really
your
did.
sergeant pinning too?
He did, yeah. He was definitely the main reason, like, gave me a good feeling getting out, because I had a lot of help, especially being like a single-ish parent. It's just kind of getting out is so. I mean, I've been in the Army for my whole life, pretty much, like
After
as an
high
adult,
school, yeah.
my whole adult life. So becoming a civilian, getting this job, it's just a normal job, but to me, it's like my first job because the Army is just always like, no matter what I'm getting paid, I'm in the Army unless I completely screw up and smoke the ganja. Can I say that?
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, why would you not be able to say that?
I don't know. I don't want it to be racist towards. Oh no, it's marijuana.
Yeah, you can't say marijuana.
Marijuana. Yeah. That's a whole other topic.
Yes, we do not need to get into the cultural
Anyway,
appropriation of marijuana.
Yeah, I just.
Yeah.
He gave me a. I left the Army. Kind of. I mean, I'm going to the National Guard, but I left it with a good mindset. So when I get in the National Guard, I feel a lot better getting in there. And he gave me a good example of, like I mentioned, I had a lot of shitty leaders. You can still learn from shitty leaders of like what not to do. So, but I actually had a good leader show me what to do. So I'm gonna be able to carry that forward.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. So, and now I am technically leader because I am a sergeant. Like as I got out, so it's weird to think about that could be in charge of people. But,
Oh God.
yeah. Well, I think that pretty much covers our episode.
Yeah.
We're
Can I go home, boss?
you cannot. We are working on hashing out our. I do want to get a second episode going in. We talked about it last podcast, but I think we have a good idea. We're going to do an individual topic every Thursday. Our main podcast is going to drop Monday. I know it's Tuesday, so it's a little off. We have a lot of craziness going on, but I think we're going to be on a good routine now. So Mondays will be our kind of like our main podcast, a little bit longer one, like I'd say around an hour and a half or later. And then our second one, I'm shooting for like 30 minutes, maybe just to keep us on the radar.
Yeah.
For instance, this next, it may come out this Thursday, but don't hold me to that. It all depends on. We're gonna do it on Gamescom, so if I feel like enough content's come out, and I have to look to make sure everyone's actually went over their booths, but if so, then I'm gonna try and record another thing, and we'll have another little baby episode coming out Thursday, and then start our schedule.
About Norman Reedus and the peeing mechanics of Death Stranding.
Yes, I want to see more of that. I heard. We're gonna talk about it more on Thursday, hopefully. But there is a pee mechanic in that game, so I'm so pumped.
Very exciting. Although I heard Hideo Kojima has confirmed that you cannot see Norman Reedus' penis.
Let's not talk about it right now. Let's not talk about it right now. This is why we have a separate one.
Yeah, you're right.
So we can talk about Norman Reedus' penis.
So basically, we already talked about everything. So Thursday, we're just gonna sit here in silence.
Yeah, just dead air.
45 minutes of dead air.
Yeah, so that's on our plate. We're trying to get that off the ground. If it doesn't happen this Thursday, then definitely next Thursday we'll have our first little baby episode.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. So Anna she's the one who made our cover art for our podcast, which is super dope. She's made a new banner for our Facebook page, and where else have you put it?
We just posted it on Instagram, right? And it's on our Podbean, and I think it's on Twitter. And then if Alex would ever get our Reddit up and running, it's going to be on Reddit.
Get the Reddit work. Come on.
Seriously, you have one job.
It happens when it wants to.
Yeah, but no, it's out. It's all three of us, not just Josh in a ill-fitting Spider-Man mask.
Let's see what else. There was something else I wanted to say. Well, first of all, I do want to say, everyone who is serving in the Army and veterans and stuff, you guys are doing great things. Yes. Those of you who aren't, you know who you are. But I will say that for the most part, you're all doing.
Keep up the
doing
great moves.
Great moves.
Sincerely, though.
Again, the individuals that I know. Never mind. I won't get
from civilians.
Yeah.
Alex and Emily and I, we salute you and we say thank you.
I don't have arms.
Not Josh because he doesn't like it, but
I don't think you can say that with this. But all right, man. Okay, that's it. We're done.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. Hopefully, you'll hear from us Thursday. If not, I see you Monday. Have a great rest of your week.
Yeah.
And
tag your it.
Tag your it.
Tag your it.